You are now listening to the Fishing for BS podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of the Fishing for BS podcast. I'm Andre.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Dayna.
And yeah, we're just here to talk life, talk music. We're all musicians, and really just going to touch on a bit of everything, really, over the course of these coming months and years. And who knows? We'll see what happens, really. Today, in fact, before we even get into that, guys, how are we doing? Aaron, how's your week?
Yeah, not bad, brother. Not bad. Work is taxing.
Yeah.
Music is all right. Yeah, we move, man. We move.
You having fun with the music now, yeah?
Yeah.
Carefree thing.
Side hustle on that.
It's quite funny because it's a musician podcast and we've all just like transitioned into side hustle music now. Except for Dayna. But yeah, Dayna, how you doing?
Yeah, cool, man. It's been I've been decently busy this week actually for once, which is nice. Had a couple of sessions, so yeah. All
Yeah?
right, man. I'm good.
Anyway, that studio looked fresh, man.
Yeah, it's
Look at
nice.
that.
It was a West. I've forgotten the name, I'll be honest with you, but it was like Shepherd's Bush.
Feels you. They got bare spots up there. All right. Well, my week was good. Thanks for asking. That's a
Yeah.
good
How'd
start.
you week,
No.
brother?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry.
Woodstock
Fine.
Studio. That's what it's called.
Yeah, thanks, Dayna, man. That's cool. Yeah, I've been cool. Busy, which is good. I've kind of tapped into a new market. I was telling Dayna yesterday, like, they're loving me in Amsterdam at the moment, boy.
Speak on it, bro.
Just
What's this about?
bro, like randomly. So my boy, I was in the studio with my boy. We was just like recording. He's like, oh, this girl on Clubhouse, yeah. She was looking for R&B beats. She's from Holland, yeah. I was like, all right. He didn't think anything of it, yeah. And then he kind of sent me her details and whatnot. Then I just hit her. I was like, yeah, like your music, here's some beats. Sent her about 15. She messaged me back the next day. Yeah, I want all of them. Rare. I was like, okay. Thinking, yeah, it's all gas, whatever. But then she's serious. She's not taking 15 because that's stupid P. But yeah, I said, calm down. Like, I said, have a listen, go through, see what vibes you rare, and come back to me, yeah. But she referred me to someone else. This guy's taking a bunch now. It's like, all right, cool. I'm going to just find a whole bunch of Netherlands acts and send them music because it seems to be working. But more on that in the future, I guess. This week, we're going to talk on something very important, very crucial to our careers, crucial to just life in general. This is more life than anything, but it's us framing life as a musician as well. It's how do you manage your finances as a musician? Boy, I feel like we should go into different segments. So I feel like starting off, let's go fees wise. How do you dictate your fee, Aaron? Hot seat, let's go.
He's gonna come to me. Like. This is a tricky one because I think it all depends on when you start out as a muser, right? And you're just like, someone says for the first time they're gonna pay you. You don't usually have a figure in mind of how much you're worth. You're just kind of like, yeah, cool. You don't really have a conversation, and at the end of the show, they'll drop you, I don't know, £100 or £50 and or patty and cocoa bread, ginger beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's a tricky one. I think for me, I've learnt to dictate my fee by kind of who the artist is, and if they're signed to a major, and if there's no middleman. So usually, if there's an MD who's like got me on a gig, he will usually have a fee in mind that he's budgeted for with the rest of the production manager and tour manager. But if it's like an individual thing that they hit me up, then I will have a fee in mind based on those parameters, where their music is in the charts, who they're signed to, and usually as well, I think I had an experience where like I did some work with Jonas Blue, and they were paying me a fee that I'd never been paid before, which is higher than whatever. And then since then, I've only sat at that number.
The price has changed,
higher.
innit? Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair,
Yeah.
because it's like, right, okay, so these man value me at this much. So
Yeah.
if anyone wants to try and, do you know what I mean? Like, book me again, it's like, this is kind of going to be the bare minimum, or maybe a little bit less, will be the bare minimum of what I want per day.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, the more I've kind of just stuck with those numbers and that parameter, like, I guess the more kind of work I've got for that amount of money. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've said a lot of stuff without saying anything, basically.
Yeah, but them ones like that meme the other day.
Yeah. The
podcast guy, he keeps moving the mic.
Point. Yeah. Just just my mic and I don't know. Do you guys want to talk numbers for real or what?
Yeah, I don't mind. You know, man.
Numbers, we talk numbers, yeah.
Yeah, we talk
are
numbers, man.
Are we talking artist names as well?
If you don't want to, if they're still kind of, I don't. If it's disparaging, I think we'll leave it out. But if it just is what it is,
yeah,
then we can say names because I don't think that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
I guess we'll see. We'll see in the future if it's a problem or not. But hey,
yeah,
episode 1, baby, we here. So in that, so you said something about kind of setting your framework and starting off early. Dayna, how was it for you starting off when you started out music wise?
Boy,
compared to now?
When I started out, I had no idea how to price myself. Similar to what Alan said, I didn't know what my value was. And it was a few years before I kind of figured it out. I'm still figuring it out now, to be honest. But it was just a thing of I wanted to work. And I just finished college and I didn't have a real job. So I was taking anything and everything. £50, yeah, bring it. £100, yeah, bring it. But over the years I've figured out that the gigs that aren't paying you, say it's £100 something, a lot of the time it's just not going to be worth it. It's just nonsense. It's a silly gig. It's not going to be organised. It's just not worth your time. So after a while, once I got to once I felt like I'd established myself, I stopped kind of doing those. But up to that point, I was taking anything and everything, and the fee. I didn't. There's a lot of times where I didn't even ask the fee. I was just like, I'm available.
I think that's a thing we all go through as just buzzword creatives. I hate that word, but still, as creators and just like freelancers. Let's go freelancers, yeah. That's the beginning stages is that you just take everything because you have to, and you're building your name by it, and it doesn't actually matter that much. It's more about you getting that experience, you getting that repertoire of work underneath you. I've done this, I've done that. You know what I mean? So when you're starting out, I don't think it is a problem just taking anything. With any field, you start off doing stuff for free just to get your portfolio together, so you can say, oh look, this is what I've done.
And to get that match fitness as well, innit?
Yeah.
I think sometimes when you command or demand a particular fee, it comes with an expectation that like my man can just walk into the room and just be like, cool, you know, I know my stuff, I've got my gear together, etc., etc.
Exactly. And there's a lot that goes into your fee when you're checking it, because you've got your general just come out day rate, but your gear that you're using, the amount of money you spent to buy that gear, which we'll get onto in a bit, but your training, your practice, all those years of practice, those are the things that go into your fee when you check it.
Bro, I got to one point where I was like factoring in my hurt into the fee.
Your hurt?
My pain.
The struggle, boy. Extra 50.
The struggle. How long is this gig going to be? How much stress is this gig going to give me?
Literally, like...
25 songs? All right, cool. It's going up.
Yeah,
immediately.
literally. Like, if they want add another 5 songs, that's probably going to be another, £75 or I don't know, whatever, like... But and there was some points where it's like I feel like I got burned on other gigs from like
putting in work,
putting my price too low.
Yeah.
And then in the future I was like, because of this man, you're not gonna get taxed a bit more.
Taxing for real. You're paying for my man, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Benefits thing, innit? It's hard, man. I think one of the things I have as well, just even now. So now I do a lot more production work rather than live, but. Still that struggle that what's your fee? What's your budget? What's your fee? what's your budget kind of thing, where you might give them a certain fee, and then they go, oh yeah, that's fine, and you go,
It's like you give a fee to try and cater to them.
yeah,
But it's like, oh, they had money. Why did I compromise myself? Kind of thing. I do the same thing a lot with recording. Same thing. I'm like a guy, like even the guy I sent to you, Aaron.
Yeah. My man. We got
my
to speak
man.
on that scene still. There's his
my
name
man.
because it's peak for him still.
Yeah, but like originally, this was like deep quarantine. So I was like, my general recording rate is usually like around 200 a track if they're not signed. But because it was mid quarantine, I was trying to be generous. So I quoted this guy 150. This is for 150 a track for a whole album, basically. And I was being generous, and he said yeah straight away. I was like,
that's the thing. You want them to just fight you a little, so you know, all right, cool. He's at his limit. He's at his limit.
He's getting to be honest, elite bass playing out of me for a minimal price, and then he asked for a guitarist at one point, so I put Aaron through. But I was like, Aaron, put the price up. 'Cause I'm getting
Listen, when I got those stems, Dayna was clarting.
Man's putting £500 worth of work into them stems,
clapping
man.
these tracks up, man.
Dayna was clapping these tracks, boy.
That's pain. And
Bro.
that comes with valuing yourself. I think it's hard
Yeah.
to get there. I'm still struggling with it. Me and Dayna talked about it yesterday when it happened to me yesterday, when I quoted a guy a price and he goes, yeah, that's fine. I said,
Bro, I got one worse on that.
why did I do this?
I got one worse than that. I was playing for this artist. I can't remember his name now. It was a few years back, but he's like a European artist that I'd never heard of. But he was massive. And I was sitting in for Eric Apapule.
Okay.
Right? So obviously, go
Proper things, yeah.
But like, the woman was like to me, oh, so what's your fee? And back then I didn't really know. I think I said it like 150 or something like that. She's like, oh, so we usually, what she said to me? What, that's the 150. She's like, oh, okay. So we usually pay our musicians like £400. Yeah. So she was like, so we'll pay you that. But I thought to myself,
that was nice of them, though.
But-
Imagine she wasn't blessed though.
yeah, she was blessed. But I just thought to myself, what if my fee is actually £500?
Yeah.
I might have had that little tussle and she went down to 475.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was fortunate in that she still like paid me what they were paying everyone else. But
Exactly. I think it's important to stress that we're not price gouging per se, but it's our fee moves around with what we're doing half the time, innit? So it depends, like you said, it depends if the artist is signed, if they're not signed, if they've got budget, if they need a little favour, if you know them. And these things kind of influence your fee half the time. So you have your set rate, $250 a day, whatever, but sometimes that could be £400. That could be $150 if it's your mate or something. You know what I mean? So it's hard finding that balance, man, of where you sit. with this money
we've
thing.
done gigs together, which I'm sure we've all been underpaid, but because we were on it together,
Yeah, we
we
just
were
did
just
it.
like,
Was
it's
just
going to be
blessed,
vibes.
yeah.
Just
It's
vibes.
going to be fun. So
One gig in particular, boy, but it didn't work. Yeah. Boy, man doing stems at home. EQing out everything, boy. No, listen, that stems thing, so that we'll talk about programming one day, but that programming thing, yeah. So you're doing two jobs in rehearsal, because when you check it, when you're a big gig, there's a separate guy to do programming. So when I'm on kit doing programming, so I can't hear nothing in general because I'm playing drums, yeah. Doing that programming, I have to go studio now and clean up everything, make sure everything's popping. That's a whole
because they were unmixed stems.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That's
that
a whole
thing.
that's a whole nother day.
yeah, it's mad.
That you
Would
kinda-
you guys say that it would be detrimental to your career or where you're at to have a set fee? Let's say your fee is £700 a day. To have that set fee and for it not to waver. It's like, boom, if you want me, doesn't matter who you are,
Yeah.
here's my rate, here's my day rate. You
See,
know,
this
that'd
is
be
the thing.
detrimental.
I
It
don't
doesn't have
know
to be
because I haven't
£700,
tried.
by
I
the
haven't
way.
tried it. I haven't tried it, so I don't know. Innit? I know. So even Mike Brown, guitarist, yeah, legend. He goes to me, oh yeah, he was recording for my dad one day, and he's like, yeah, just normally for this I charge 1,000, because it's your dad. It's like, I can't remember what he paid him, 200 or something like that. So if that's his normal rate is one bag,
I got to speak on Mike Brown still.
Yeah, go on.
so one time, yeah, I love Michael Brown, by the way. He's an amazing guitar player. He's played for George Michael, who else? Donnie McClurkin he's played for.
Every man, all of them.
Everybody, all the big guys in the 90s. But he came to my house once to buy some gear from me, and we were talking about music and whatever. I didn't have any work at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, man. Back in the day, you know, when we were doing gigs, we used to get paid like 2 bags a day, Dread."
Yeah, Rossi said something like that to me as well, man.
Yeah, bro. He's like, "Yeah, man. He was running. Obviously, rehearsing a months on end or whatever." And then he's like, he said the first time they cut the fee, I think they cut it down to 1,500 or something like that. Yeah. And he said everyone came in rehearsal vexed. So basically, the fee it may have started at 1,500 or maybe 2K. I can't remember it's quite right, but it was a lot. And they cut it down by like £500. But and they were like, "Yeah, we're vexed, Rasta." And then they cut it down again. It must have been like 12.50 or whatever a day. We're vexed. I was sitting there thinking, "Yo,
bro, we are in the mud."
No, fam, imagine having £500 worth of fee to be able to cut. You know.
Boy, we'd be in deficit, boy.
Bro, we in the mud. When he said that, I was like, "We are in the mud."
In the mud, playing for chart-topping artists, getting 150. Come on, man.
But then equally, you know, when it comes to fees,
money back then.
Yeah, when it comes to fees as well, you had a lot more kind of chart-topping artists who were selling records and not having them streamed.
Streams and that. Yeah.
And probably labels were a lot less stingy. And
it makes sense.
Yeah,
but also it is a problem when you're paying for certain acts and everything is bust down except your paycheck. You know what I mean? You're seeing hella everything else, but you're seeing, oh yeah, can you guys do it for 175, 150 a day? Can you? Yeah. And you're thinking, but what?
Everything going on the creative budget and the dances and all kind of other thing. But
it's a constant struggle, man. But yeah, needless to say, back in the day they used to get paid, but now we got to diversify and do other kind of things to get our money together. Multiple streams is always what I preach, man.
Especially on this circuit, though, isn't it? Like, because there aren't a lot of us playing for kind of those sort of legacy artists or that proper chart topping. Do you know what I mean? A lot of the gigs now are sort of your urban pop stuff, which is
there is
doing
less.
a live lounge here, or you're doing a Vivo thing there, but you're not touring properly. You're not doing like big festivals and whatnot.
And I think they've gotten smart to it. They realise, we could just bring a guitarist, just bring a DJ, you know what I mean, and hold all the money. Which I get. Business, there's less money to go around, and they're doing smaller venues now, and there's not as many massive acts as there was. You know what I mean? Whereas back in the day, they had many. You could just do X Factor, and then you're actually big, not just like fake X Factor big. You're actually big now. And you're touring. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. That's how it's been. So. Management now. Management of money. Controlling finances. Seeing what comes in, what goes out. Balance sheets, all of that. Dayna.
What's the question, bro?
Yes, is the question. No, I'm joking. How do you manage? How have you managed? Just a brief summary, man. Not brief, but how have you managed your money?
Yeah,
in terms of
I've gone through a few different stages of different things to try and manage it. Like one was putting away, 20% of every gig. One was putting away a set fee every month for savings, which always ended up getting dug into when I wanted a new piece of gear. For quite a while I've done a bad job saving money, to be fair. To be very honest, it's only since lockdown.
I think you're a decent saver, though. You're much better than me.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's since lockdown that I've actually set up now a savings account with it's like a ISA with a company called Vanguard. But it's an account where I can't touch the money anymore, which is very good. Because it's like the second I'll be like, yeah, I've put away a great amount this year, and then I see a base, I'm like, I need that. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's a constant struggle, but I'm still working on it, still getting better at it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
When did you get access to that account? Was that a particular age or just?
I'm not actually sure, to be fair. I might be able to take money out of it, but
Yeah, you are. What is it? Is it what is it? A FTSE 100 or S&P 500 or?
it's multiple things.
Okay.
It's like a portfolio.
Okay, just to say, this isn't financial advice. We're not financial advisors. We're just talking about our own experiences and sharing them before anyone comes for us. Yeah.
Get the turtleneck, bro. Get the turtleneck.
No, you know what? Good.
I got the glasses there.
It's true. It's funny.
Maybe I can take it out, but it's in a different place and I can't get it on my phone essentially, which makes it.
Yeah, it's not instantly accessible.
Accessible.
I had like a money box and it took because I was taking money out of it to put into a Vanguard as well.
Oh, so.
But yeah, it was like 2 weeks for them to actually give it money. Yeah, it took time, man. They can't. They don't, because remember they've got to close all their trades.
Right.
So where your account is basically like it's a index account. So they're index fund even where they invest your money into like the biggest 100 companies in the UK or where they have to close all those trades,
Right.
then take the money out,
Before they give you the money.
then process it and and send it over to you. Yeah, Aaron, man, how have you managed?
How have I managed my money? Terribly.
Yeah, man,
Yeah. So
we here, baby. Come on.
this is this is probably for me.
Broke boys.
Broke but drip though.
You know the vibe. Nah, I think this is probably as a person one of the areas I've grown in the slowest. I'd say.
Yeah.
So like, I think because I've always kind of been self-employed, I guess. So, and I've always looked at it as just like when I was still living at home and not making loads of money, just like, you know, like you said, the odd £100 gig here, odd £50 here. I'd just spend it.
Yeah.
I'd get it and I'd spend it. I wouldn't put any away. Wouldn't, you know, try and think about actually when's my next gig or whatever. I'd just spend it. And then I think as I got into like more adulthood as well, it was less like spending it, but it was more just what's the analogy? Is it hand to mouth?
Yeah.
So it's like-
Paycheck to paycheck, innit?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like getting paid, paying the bill, getting paid, paying the bill, getting paid, paying the bill, and leaving very little in between. And I think firstly that's like a problem because like I wasn't earning much as a self-employed musician.
Yeah.
But also my expenses were probably too high.
Yeah.
So I think one of the lessons I've had to learn the hard way is financing stuff.
Yeah.
That you should, you know, you should have saved for really to buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, obviously you finance stuff, you finance a guitar or whatever, and you think,
It's calm. It's only £30, whatever.
yeah, exactly. You think that's only £30, whatever, and then you might do it on something else and something else, and then before you know it, your expenses are quite high, and then whatever you're making is just paying your bills, your bills.
Yeah.
So I think my money management was really bad for a while, and then I just kind of said to my wife, "Can you just manage our finances because that's an area she's skilled in organization and stuff like that." So she's done that, and we've opened. We bank with Starling now, which is an incredible bank. Like, just get to see everything in real time, and that's what really helps us, I think. But anyway, at the beginning of last year, I sold my company. I was a director of a company.
Come on,
in
something like
Essex.
let them know.
Yeah. So I used to employ people to work in primary schools and teach music lessons. And it was a franchise of a company, which is based in Manchester. And it was doing really well, but I just felt it was time to move on from that. And we got a really good offer from someone that I employed, one of the teachers. He was amazing. But with that money, we were just like, this is a great chance to just like clear a lot of the stuff that's on finance.
Yeah.
And just just like be done with it and just own the stuff properly. So like, boom, we did it. We're like, raw, like
You got
that's it.
P.
Like we can see the money we're earning now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we still had some stuff left over, so like put some aside, whatever. And then beginning of the year, like I was getting a lot of work, so I just started putting money aside every time I got paid. I was thinking, I'm an adult for real.
Look at
Like,
me.
This is popping, yeah. And then COVID happened,
Oh yeah.
and then there was no money, and I was in the middle of a tour as well, and we thought we were going to get a particular amount of money.
Yeah.
Because it was like in the middle of the tour, we thought we'd get the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And then once they kind of assessed the situation and were like, look, the artist isn't going to be working for the rest of the year anyway. So it's not like he has P's. So can you settle with X amount? So cool, we settled with X amount.
Yeah.
And there were some like stipulations or whatever, which was cool. But we just had no money for time. So dipping into your savings to do like to pay the bills, like do you know what I mean?
Not even nothing mad.
Yeah, exactly. And we moved home as well. So it's like you're having to, your expenses are higher or whatever, and you're not earning, so you're going into your savings, So we eventually got to a place where it's like, this is tight. Like now we're back to being tight again. And it's ain't cool. But like I said, my wife's incredible when it comes to managing money. So she's kind of got these different apps that look at what we've got to pay off, etc. My laptop was finito, so I needed to get a new one to be able to work from home, do studio stuff, whatever. And just kind of like now we're on a slow journey back to, I guess, financial freedom. I hate that kind of
Hashtag.
cringe.
Where's your turtleneck, bro? Come on,
I have
man.
to say it with the glasses.
Unveil it. Unveil the turtleneck. I know it's under the hoodie.
Bring it out.
On our way to
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom, yeah. But so I guess that's a long way of just saying that like I wasn't good at it. Kind of had a jail-free card, get out of jail-free card, which we used, and then COVID just kind of
Lashed it.
things up again. Yeah, so
It's peak, man. Honestly, I think.
What about you, Andre?
Yeah, well, boy, I could speak for about half an hour if I'm honest with you guys. But from young, I don't think I had a great relationship with money. Just didn't have the education, man. I just didn't know. So when I was like, I don't know, was I second year? I was in college when I started getting like decent money for gigs. So I was at Brit, just like no bills, maybe a phone bill. I don't think I paid it. I think my auntie paid it. No, I might have paid my phone bill. Auntie paid your phone bill, innit? Anyway, stop making you out. Yeah. But I didn't have any bills or anything like that, and I was getting £150 here, £50 here, 75 here. You know what I mean? That is a lot of money when you've got no bills and you're a youth. So, boy, I was like, yeah, all right, let's go. Jordans, this one, that one, whatever. Trainers, let's go get something to eat. Whatever it is, I've got it. You know what I mean? Because I'm getting decent money now. I can get whatever I want. And that carried through so I met my fiance now in college as well. So I've been in a relationship with her for about nearly 10 years now. And just for like 9 years, 8 to 9 years of that, it's just been bad with money. Just like, honestly, I got a credit card when I was like 18, 19. Listen, you see how much gear I've got, yeah? Woo! There's a reason I've got that gear, because I put it all on the credit card and just like, thought, yeah, that's calm. And just left it. Didn't pay it off. Just like, I used to, at the start, I'd like listen to what my parents said, oh, buy something, pay it off, buy something, pay it off. But then it's like, oh, I can afford £30 a month. Like he's saying, yeah, I can afford £30 a month. I can afford this, rare. Mm-hmm. The credit card went into like, I don't know, maybe it was like a £2,000 card. Maybe it went up to £4,000, £7,000, something like that. Yeah.
Why did they just free up P's?
Wait,
bro.
Why did you get a £2,000 card?
No, they kept up in my limit, and here's me thinking, yeah, I'm the guy. You know what?
That's nice, yeah.
What? You man, give me the black card. Okay, I've got the black card now, innit? See me, I've got a black card. I'm spending.
Dang,
You know what I mean? So it was. So that kept going up, and that mum and dad had to bail me out. So when they sold the house, they bailed me out of that one.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I might still
That's
be
a
in the mud.
blessing, boy.
Boy, I'm telling you, I might still be in the mud now. But going along with that now is me always kind of not watching what I'm doing. So where I'm going, £10, Sainsbury's £10, Costa Coffee £4.50. Not even though I know that's coming out, I know that money's coming out, but it's just £4. It's just £10.
Yeah, you just don't think it's
So
doesn't register.
really, that's like £500 by the end of the month. You know what I mean? So it's hard to quantify what actually is happening if you're not actually watching. I wasn't watching for years.
Bro, one time I went through my bank statement for the year with Jen, and I think I kind of like highlighted all the takeaways.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
a
nasty,
bro.
man.
You don't realize
Delivering
what
the
money
man.
you're spending, do you?
Listen, it is nasty, man.
For me, is especially the worst when I'm working, like
Yeah.
rehearsal, or
Yeah.
because you just like, let me just get some lunch. And if you're like, the joint in King's Cross, it's like a minimum. Unless you go McDonald's, minimum
Five
you're
Guys.
spending £6. On,
Yeah.
like,
$6 grand, bro. $6K on lunch.
Like,
Yeah,
PD's
so
done.
good.
PD's done, boy. Listen. But yeah, just in general, I lost my point now. What I was going to say. But yeah, it's been a long struggle with me trying to get to terms. And luckily, like Aaron was saying, my fiance is really good with money. And she's just had to kind of just take over and be like, this is what you need to do. This is where money needs to go. This is our bills for the month. Rare. So in actual fact, I haven't actually got good at managing money until I kind of just, I still wouldn't say I'm
Released
best, but I'm decent now. And also what helps is that I'm getting more money now because I've got a supplementary income from my job as well. I think that was a lot of the struggle with the music full-time thing where you're not getting paid on time. The pay's come in dribs and drabs, or the pay does come and you're good for a minute and then you're happy with it and you're like, I just got £2,000 in my account, let's go. Let's go shops, let's go whatever. But really, that £2,000 is for your month because you ain't got no other gigs for the rest of the month, and that's a problem within itself. But I think, how do we manage? So with the invoicing situation, I just want to touch on that really quickly because that's very important in our line of work because invoicing is a nightmare when you're dealing with labels and big companies. How do you guys try to like mitigate against your invoice maybe not coming in or the gig not coming in? How do you balance that? How do you equate for that, Aaron?
So are you basically asking how do I kind of factor in it not being paid on time?
Yeah, because that's a real thing. As mad as it sounds.
Yeah, to be honest, bro, there's been many a time that's happened to me, and I've had to ask. I've had to ask for money from my parents and be like, "Can you just bust me until I get my invoice paid and I'll give it back to you?"
Yeah.
Parents. I think parents have helped in that respect. I'm trying to think about other times. Other times there's been times where it's like my direct debits would come out.
Yeah.
And then they're saying you need to have money in there by like 3:00, bruv, or else that's, you know what I mean, it's gonna bounce or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's been times when it's bounced, so it's just gone straight back to them again because
straight,
there's nothing there.
Trust me, I know them ones.
But I feel it's hard, bro, because like when stuff is dry and there's no P's, there's nothing you can do. And I think we've just like, we're quite prayerful people, so we've just spent time praying. It's been like, Lord, we just provide something random to help us. Do you know what I mean? To help us through a particular time when money's been tight. And I know that's like not everyone's gonna be able to kind of attach themselves to the answer because it's quite a faith-based response. But I guess that's who we are as people. But other than that, the practical side, an answer to prayer for me is also my parents saying, yes, we'll help you out. Or Jen's parents who have been amazing to us just in general. Been like, yeah, we'll help you out, don't worry. Like, do you know what I mean? When you got it, just get it back to us. But So I'm like I said, I've never been good with saving. So I'd never had like, you're meant to have like 3 months of expenses saved.
Yeah, runway, innit? 3 months, 6 months runway of just like bills.
But we've never really been in that position, to be fair. It's always been just hand to mouth. So yeah.
I think that's another thing with this music thing. You could be brass 1 second and the gig will just come in last minute.
Yeah.
Like the next day. Yeah, it's £400. It's like
I've had random times where guys are like, oh, I need you to record something. How much do you charge? And I'll be like, oh, 150 or whatever. And they'll be like, okay, what's your account details? I'm like, and they'll send me the money first.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how did that happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, why isn't everyone like you?
Why is not everyone like this? Honestly, it's a struggle, bro.
Yeah, just get random stuff, man.
Bro, money can be sent so quickly, so easily. A lot of time, these companies drag it out, man.
Yeah,
dealing with labels, like sending like I've sent £1,000 before from my phone, bro. It's very simple, like bang, bang, bang. I know you got your accountancy department and rare, but 60 days and all of that.
You don't need to be that though. It's just no.
It doesn't. It's just not. This isn't real life, bro. Like, what are you doing? It doesn't need to take that long.
Especially when the budgets have been cleared prior as well.
Bro, budget's cleared. Everyone's happy. Gig was great. Why am I waiting 60 days, though? Why?
Yeah, that made no
60 days for 150. Come on.
That made no sense. I went through a stage where I was almost asking for like deposits.
Really?
Because people were just taking long. Yeah. Or like I remember being booked for something.
Yeah.
And I had to cancel other work. And then that booking got cancelled.
Right.
So it's like, what am I meant to do? I've cancelled like a month's worth of work because you've given me 2 months. And now you've cancelled and I've got nothing to fall back on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To feed the family. So it's like, yeah, it's weird. I've gone through loads of different invoicing stages of like deposits or having like terms and conditions at the bottom of the invoice to say it needs to be paid in X amount of time. And to be fair, since I put that in,
does it work?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Really?
I'd say I've had about like a 90% success rate since doing that.
So has anyone like gone past your time?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then they pay.
There's one person
Yeah.
who hasn't paid me.
Right, you naming names, yeah?
I ain't naming no names. I ain't naming no names, but yeah, it's a guy that that Dayna put me onto.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, bruv.
He's been like calm with me. He's paid me straight away every time.
Bruv, it was patterned before. No problems.
COVID hit, man. COVID hit.
Bruv, this was during COVID. Man had COVID peas.
Yeah, he had pee to be dashing out on track.
You know what I mean? So I felt quite weird about it. I was like, bro, are you just gonna mash up the relationship like that?
Yeah, come on, man.
And my thing is always as well, just communicate.
Manage people's expectations, man.
Yeah.
Just say like if the peas isn't there, just say, look, man, I know you've done the work for me.
This happened. Yeah.
Yeah, just tell me you're broke, innit? Like I'm not gonna then expect for you to pay me the next week or the week after that. But
listen, I've got clients I'm working with now that I'm like mixing and producing their albums, and some of them they're like working different places and they've been furloughed or they've been told, "Oh, stay at home. We just got to claim whatever." And they're like, "Dre, look, I can't pay." Most of my clients are on like monthly payment plans. They're like, "Dre, I'm not getting any money." And it's like, "All right, cool. What can I do?" Give me my money.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Like, what can I do? Better I just say, all right, cool, no worries.
Yeah, keep the relationship blessed.
You know what I mean? Because then they'll thank you so much more in the aftermath when it's all sorted. They'll remember that you were just like gracious in that moment.
Yeah.
But this is a good topic actually. When you haven't been paid,
brother, listen,
Dayna, I feel like you should just take this. You should just take this. Go on.
I want to say the name, but I'm not going to.
Oh, is it someone we know?
It's a sticky one.
I mean, I could talk about bear artists, but a big artist I played for essentially. There was one period where I just started playing for him, and completely new band. I think only the guitarist was still there, basically, and he was essentially making a comeback.
People are doing the maths right now, like so. New band.
If you know me well enough, you could figure it out. But yeah. But essentially, we did, I think it was like a first set of rehearsals and a festival or something like that. And what happened? So I'm trying to think. Yeah, cool. So we did like a first week of rehearsals. Cool. Maybe 2 weeks later, we did another set of rehearsals and festival. Cool. But the festival and next set of rehearsals was within 30 days. And because it was a new gig and it was a big gig, it was my biggest thing at the time. So I was new to it. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. They'll pay me. Like, not even thinking about it. Like, yeah, given, they'll pay me. It's calm. So we finished the festival. I don't even know how long had passed. Maybe another month or 8 weeks or something like that. And we hadn't been paid. And it got to the point where we're emailing management, we're emailing tour managers, like we're just trying to get our money. And it got to the point where they had another gig coming up and they were calling us to do rehearsals. It's like, yo.
Hello?
Yo. Like, you ain't been paid for the first, and it's like we're like a solid like grands in, like maybe 2-3.
Yeah,
like, so a lot of money that needs to come into our accounts. So yeah, we're waiting. It gets to the point where I think it's 2 days before rehearsal's meant to start, and essentially we made a group chat with the whole band. I mean, we already had a group chat, but we invited the MD essentially to say, yo, we're about to
remember this
thing.
story.
He said, yo, we're about to boycott this thing. Is it cool with you? Because like we didn't want to get peppered off the gig, innit? But we still wanted the gig, but we wanted the money. But sorry, I just clapped the mic. But the MD was like, no, bro, it's fine. They should pay you. So yeah, we got the okay from the MD, and we all sent essentially the same email saying the subject was urgent, basically, to make sure they saw it. Every band member sent the same email saying, hi, this is nonsense. Pay me now, as in today, or we won't be doing rehearsal, essentially. So we literally had to force the hand, and we got the money same day.
Yeah, look at that.
Same day, bruv. Same day. They were like, we're so sorry. It's like, big man.
Come on.
Same day you're going to pay us.
Come on.
So you had it. Yeah,
That's
ridiculous.
poor, bro. That's so poor.
Man.
Literally had to threaten to boycott the gig.
When you owe someone money, you know you owe them money.
Bro, but the thing is, I was gonna say, because they abdicate their responsibility. It's not manager's fault. It's accounting. It's not accounting's fault. It's it's A&R's fault. It's rare.
I didn't even, sorry, I forgot my part. We ended up getting the accountant's mobile number and having to call. Oi, you know, actually no, because if I say it, it'll bait. One of the band members, he was like, "You guys, this is the accountant's number. Let's just bell a line." And everyone started belling off her line. Just started airing the calls after a while. Got an email. We got everyone's email. Literally, we had to.
It has to be done,
You
man.
gotta get your money, man. You worked for that.
Yeah, and then since that point, every time we sent a payment, I sent it to the manager, CC, the MD, tour manager, and the accountant.
See, I was just gonna say, here's a top tip for everyone. Yeah, if you're on a gig, you email, find from the manager, find out. So manager, you need to email the tour manager. The accountant is very important.
Yeah.
And then maybe the MD or
production manager.
CCing people in is my superpower, because if I chase you and everyone can see you haven't paid me, you're more inclined to pay me.
The lights are on. Yeah.
So and then after that, like I wouldn't even wait to 30 days. It was like 1 week. Hi, can you let me know when this is going to be paid?
Yeah, come on now.
Oh, okay. Friday comes. Let me know when. We couldn't let it go anymore because it was just nonsense.
I remember one MD said to me, "You should never be waiting more than 2 weeks to get paid."
Yeah,
never.
It's very easy. I feel like
never. They've done the budget,
bro.
The budget's
it's
been
already
done.
it's already
right.
But they paid everyone else. Like
if it's at that level,
done.
if it's at that level, it's already approved. You know what I mean?
100%.
Right.
I need to shout out some of the people that did pattern me though. I'm not gonna lie to you because I think sometimes we can just sound like
negative.
No one ever pays on do you know what I mean? But I've done some gigs, man, and like when I was doing Mabel, never ever had any drama at all.
Yeah,
like they were not on the long thing at all. One time, I even forgot to invoice. And the accountant hit me and was like, "Hey,
like,
you
bro,
got an
do you want your
outstanding
money
invoice to send, so I can pay you. Can you send it?" I was like, "What? I couldn't believe it." Like, so big up their crew,
big up them, man.
Big up the Mabel crew and the Mabel family.
You know
You
who
know
was
me?
like that? Surprisingly, Naughty Boy was like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Respect, man. Respect.
Yeah. I found if I didn't send the invoice the next day, it's like,
Bro,
yo,
where's
it
my
was
invoice?
essentially what you meant said. It's all been pre-approved. So
Yeah.
with him, it was like, yo, send it.
get this done, 'cause he
that Dayna, send it, because if you don't send it, we can't pay. They had to pay everyone at the same time. I said,
Yeah.
Scene. I didn't get that from their tour manager still.
yeah. Obviously, that's
Stick
That was
to
a
you, man.
difference. Yeah. Woo. I was gonna say as well. When I did my first lot of shows with Rudimental, yeah. It might have been a week we did. It was like, I don't know, 250 a day, something like that. So it came up to about maybe a grand and a bit, yeah. And I'm thinking, all right, so I goes to Kojo, the MD. I was like, all right, so who do I send this to? And he's the one that patted me with the accountant, TM, manager, email, all of them, yeah. Okay, cool. So I sent in the invoice on the gig. The final gig was Friday morning, yeah. We did like a live lounge, one of them, something like that, yeah. Sent the invoice. Maybe what time's live lounge finish? About 10, 9?
yeah, 10, 9.
Around there, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, it's a grand, it's going to be a little while. How long is this going to take here? Bro, I got email back in about an hour, all done. I said, what?
What do you mean?
I thought, maybe it's all approved and then they're going to wait for 30 days and then... Let me go check back. What? What?
The mazine, bro.
So you mean to tell me I'm still waiting on a £150 payment from my man over there, yeah? But Big Rudy, yeah, can pay me same day and a big amount of money as well. I couldn't believe it. From then I was like, yeah, no one can ever pull the wool over my eyes again.
Do you remember that time I told you like I quit a gig because they didn't pay me in time? Mm-hmm. I was waiting too long to get paid.
Yeah.
Do you remember what gig that was?
Yeah, I remember that gig still.
Yeah.
Remember that
I
gig
just
still.
there's sometimes where you
Wait,
have
which
to
one?
just be,
The one I was on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Same one you was on.
Yeah.
When I thought there was a disparity in payment times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't very clear on, certain man with the favourites and abandoned thing. You know what I mean?
Institutional favoritism and that.
You know what I mean?
I left said gig for the same reason after a while.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I think people need to also they need to understand that they can be bold enough to say, you are mugging me off, so
Yeah.
I'm no longer going to work with you anymore, and not see that as like, I don't know, not see it as burning a bridge as such, because you're doing it for your integrity, not because I don't know, they didn't patent your rider and get you Cavossier or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're taking months to pay me £150.
Yeah, it's not that. Come
and
on.
there's no updates. Like I said, communication. Like I just really value if you just say to me, look, bro, it's going to be a month because
This happened.
the artist is broke. Like they ain't got budget. Even though they're a name, they ain't got no P's. Like I'd rather they just say that because then I just know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you remember? Just quickly, do you remember when we played for? I don't want to say their name here, but they would just always pay us in cash on the day. It's like proper kind of dodgy. Big enough artists.
Oh.
Yeah, like man would just come with the satchel full of cash.
Money.
It's like, alright, so
That's the hush money.
okay, just cash in hand. All right. I mean, it was blessed because it's just like, alright, cool, cash in hand.
take it.
Cool,
Calm,
easy,
bro.
I'll take it. But okay, it's a bit weird, but all right, man, cool. Don't
In
worry
case
about it.
anyone's doing a big gig,
You come and do the handshake as well.
Yeah. You man. Them ones when you're saying hello to grandma, innit? She just slips a little 20 in your hand. But it's 150. How can you slip that, bro?
I'm feeling bare shady. Do I need to hide this?
Are the police watching me?
It's a shame.
Is this dirty,
Dirty
is this dirty money?
That's funny, man. Yeah.
That is
Oh
jokes,
my
man.
word, that is brilliant.
We've had some.
No, but for real, if you're getting paid in cash for a big gig, you need to be asking questions, man. You need to be depositing that money, people. Trust me.
Yeah. There's
One
a
day
certain-
the math ain't gonna math anymore.
One of our boys is a very big artist.
Clapping cash, boy.
Don't get a bit of cash, bro.
Clapping cash, bro.
I remember you saying like on his like first run of shows, it's like, oh, so what's the invoice details? And I was like, yeah, it's just cash in hand, man. What? But this is like Christmas, right?
That's mad, bro. That's
Bro, you got to hire a security team just to get.
through airport with that, bro. Can we search your bag?
Innit?
Might have to spend the cash in Dubai before you get home.
Innit? Put it in Bitcoin quick.
You know what? You know, that'd be bad for me though, because I'd spend that. Like,
Yeah, cash is a
if you,
problem.
you give me cash in my hand, walking through an airport with like nice shots, I'm spending something.
Yeah. Has anyone ever managed to save your PDs? Just quickly,
No.
PDs, just for those that don't know, PDs are per diems. When you're on tour or out with an artist, say you're like doing a London show, you get paid for the day for your gig rate, but then you get per diems as well, which is like, could be anywhere from like £10 a day to like £30 a day, something like that, £20 a day. But over a course of a tour, you could end up saving like an extra £200-300 if you're smart with it. I just want to say, just put this out there. I've never done that. I've always enjoyed. Yeah, cool.
I've always spent it on. Well, I've saved it and then spent it on trainers during the tour. That's what
Fair enough. I
Big
mean,
up yourself, brother.
drip or drown, baby. You know,
Triple drown.
baby.
it's got to be
That's the
done.
motto that we live by, unfortunately.
That's funny. Hold on.
have-
I just remember when I did Rudy. Yeah, a man handed me a 20. I was like, right, this is a different type of life. Right, £20, but we're in London, like. Bro, we was doing live lounge, like you know, live lounge is just morning, like.
You could definitely go home and make
Bro.
lunch.
Come back.
Bro, we're just like, this is life lounge. Like, we're just gonna do like, we're here. It's 9 a.m, £20 for breakfast. Breakfast is £6. Like, okay, all right, cool, man. How about it?
You should be getting PDs for anything that you do with an artist, any show. When I was in tour with Jonas Blue, the TM Matty, who's an absolute legend, he once said to me, bruv, whenever you want to get paid, you just tell me, I'll pay you. My guy. But he was like, just invoice us for the PDs. So I would sometimes spend less like on a particular day. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of, I guess, still making more money by not spending all your PDs.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah.
I get you, man.
I've had a man try and cheat me out of PDs
Is it?
on same gig where they tried not to pay us. Bro, the tour manager was skimming PDs off the top, bro.
Oh my
Not surprised.
I was embezzling the PDs off the top, bro. That didn't even
I'm
get
not
me too
And
much.
the thing is, that band was massive, so that's a lot of PD.
Bro, slapping a solid maybe 30 a day PDs of skimming PDs, bro. Anyway,
That's funny. I was gonna say, put an important part, just in general with our careers, is our gear. What we use, man. And a lot of time, our gear is so expensive. Like, really, for good quality, top quality stuff, the price point is £2,000, regardless of anything. It's always £2,000.
Yeah. That's the base price, isn't it?
That's like base, man,
Okay.
and it's a nightmare. How do you? So it's gonna be funny, yeah, because I don't know what the answer's gonna be. But how do you like go about setting money aside, or yeah? All right. Just go on. Go
Jen and
for
I
it.
used to call it the financial ways.
What?
We used to call it the financial ways, which is basically you're gonna finance something. Like, I've seen this guitar. Are you gonna pay for it? The financial ways, my brother. So yeah, with me and gear, it's terrible, man. I'm gonna be really honest. I've been terrible with being able to afford to buy gear. So big up Kojo for this one still, because he emailed me one day, bro. I've got this gig, Jonas Blue. Do you want to do it? Yeah, of course. My first like major pop gig. He's like, do you have a Kemper? Yeah, man's got that still.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, I want to throw man straight away.
Yeah, it's just in the lockup, bro. It's just in the lockup.
So man had to hit the financial ways for that one still.
Oh, that's funny.
But this is where I was silly, because the amount it cost, I could have paid that back after
straight
our
away.
first bit of rehearsals. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't, because I was like, it's only £50 a month. Like, it's nothing, man.
Yeah.
So then you end up paying for that for the entirety of the contract, which is ridiculous. I could have just paid it off. And then I bought every guitar I've bought, maybe bar like 2,
Yeah.
I bought on finance
Mad.
because I've needed them
Yeah.
like that. I need it. It's like, I need it. So I need to get it now because I've got X, Y, Z coming up.
I'm
So-
not gonna lie, yeah.
So in my
You've had
foolishness,
big guitars
like,
at the same time. I don't know how much you need.
Say it again?
You've had big guitars at the same time, boy.
some of them have been like from Gibson.
Okay, yeah.
So there's been times where I just, you know what I mean, I need a Les Paul or whatever. So my producer's just saying something to me. I've had to sell one as well.
Yeah.
So there was a period where I had to sell 2 actually. 2.
I remember you sold bare of them. I
I've had to
remember
sell
you
2.
sold
I've had to
bare of
sell 2. Yeah, one of them really makes me sad because I loved this. It was my first £1,000 guitar, and that for me when I was
Which
at
one was
uni,
that?
was like
Which one was that?
Which one was that?
my Heritage, the Les Paul.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
yeah.
You love
So that was
I
like
remember that.
my first like expensive guitar, and it fit, you know when something fits you like a glove.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Dayna, your black bass, the bass mods one.
Yeah.
I feel like that fits you like a glove.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
that's like-
so like I had to sell that because I think I was just so early in my career. There was a moment where I wasn't making any money. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have any gigs and I needed to pay my rent. So I had to sell that guitar.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, I'll never do that. I'll never do that again, man, because that's horrible.
Pain.
And then a few years later, I found myself in a very, very similar situation again. And I was like, shoot, I need to sell one of my assets because I ain't got no savings. So I had to sell another guitar to make, or to just tie myself over. So that sucked. But with the Heritage, I'd paid it off already, so it was mine.
Yeah.
The second guitar I sold wasn't mine yet.
Oh,
So I hadn't even finished paying for it yet.
Damn.
And I had to cash in, bro.
Jeez, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this is all like from my poor money management in terms of not saving for something and then buying it.
Yeah.
But then also, I mean, everyone goes through stages in their career when they make no money. But I was unfortunate that all those times was when I wasn't living at home. So I had responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then even recently, like going on tour, beginning of the year, I wanted to get I've got a Strat, which I love and I own now because when I sold the business, I paid it off and I was like, boom, mine.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Fits me like a glove. I'm going to do all I can to not have to get rid of that. But I bought a telly
Yeah.
and I like it. And I bought it for a tour. And my wife said to me, just do the tour and buy it. Do you know what I mean? We're good. Like just do the tour and then buy it afterwards when you get the P's. I was like, yeah, but
yeah, but
you know when you use the excuse, yeah, but the gig needs it.
gigs
Like,
needs it needs a sound. It needs a sound.
Just guessing, just waffling, bro. And obviously, there's a degree of truth in what you're saying, but
Yeah, but you don't need it. You can survive. You can
exactly,
survive. Yeah.
of course you can. So anyway, I'm like, yo, baby girl, I'm gonna bust the financial ways on this one still. So bust it, then the tour gets cancelled halfway through, bro.
Pain.
How about that?
Pain.
How about that? So I'm left with this now, a decision to make on do I grind my ass off to pay for this or do I cut my losses because I'm not going on tour anytime soon anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but obviously, bro, you need it for studio and that, man.
You need it.
Studio.
You need it.
Yeah, Jen, if
See
you're
that?
listening, he needs it for studio.
Yeah, and it's a weird one because you've got some deals where it's like buy now, pay later, or you've got to pay monthly one from the jump or whatever.
Yeah.
And this one was like, I'm not going to pay monthly for it because I'm just going to buy it once the tour finishes.
Yeah.
So I'll just like buy it now and they give you like 12 months or whatever to pay it off. And they won't charge you interest.
Okay.
So I did that. But then obviously, the thing lashed. Tour got chopped in half. They need the money to pay my bills. The money that they paid us, they need to pay my bills. So I couldn't buy the guitar. Yeah, so now it's like sitting in my house.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, decision to make because
Okay.
I've got until the middle of next year, I think. But they gave me extra time because of COVID. They were just like, we're going to like, obviously it's hard time.
Extend it,
But they were
yeah.
just, I've got a decision to make. Do I just cut my losses and sell it? And then, or do I try and like make money and pay off? But I think I'm gonna do the former. I think I'm gonna sell it.
Sit down.
Yeah,
Right,
because
that's growth,
I'm also,
man.
I'm
That's
also of
growth.
the opinion of like guitars come and go.
Yeah, yours do.
And I don't have a soul tie to this one.
Listen,
Still.
yours do.
Yeah, mine do, bruv. Mine do, bruv. Do you know
I
what I
remember
mean?
when you had a
My-
fire
my
sale.
was
You sold
stick,
about
boy.
you sold
My
about
thing's
20 guitars in like 1 month. At
Yeah,
one
I've
point,
had bare guitars, man. I've gone through so many, man. So many, but
Boy, Dayna and Gear.
Boy.
Gear King.
boy.
You know what? Funnily, Aaron, I think maybe because I'm at home, so I don't have the responsibilities, but I'm the opposite of you, where if I've ever come into a solid amount of money from working, and so my thing's always been I'll dip into savings essentially. To like even your previous question Andre, about the invoices, my things would always been I try and keep like $2,000 of savings or something like that.
Yeah.
And then if I don't get invoiced, I just dip into it and then pay it back when I get it, essentially.
Yeah.
But so with gear, I've always been a buy it now, need it later kind of guy.
Yep.
So I've always bought in advance. So like all my bases, like for example, my guild, the old school hollow body thing, I don't need it when I bought it, but I played it.
I remember that, boy.
I did not need it, but I heard it in the shop. I was like,
yep.
this is deep.
I remember you told me about it. So you told me about it for a little while and you just had it like the next day.
Bro, I bought
You
I think I
had it
bought
like
it
the
same
next
day.
day. Is it the same day?
Or like maybe a week,
It's like the
a week
next
or a
day,
month
bro.
later.
Yeah.
So you don't
because
purpose buy. You you don't actually purpose buy. You buy, but you have like a list of stuff that you know you need in your arsenal.
Yes.
And you just buy
Yes,
it whenever you have the money for it. Not
That's
not when you
that's
actually
always
need
been my
it.
approach,
Yeah.
to be honest. So I've always been like, if this type of gig comes in, I'm gonna need this. So let me get it now whilst I'm up, instead of the gig coming and I don't have the money to get it now until after rehearsals, kind of thing. So yeah, I've always been the opposite, and I've never been afraid to buy gear. I buy gear I don't need, honestly. It's terrible.
Genuinely, you really do.
It's like I've got 2 guitars. I've got a Taylor and a Fender that just sit in my room. Like, guitars, not bass guitars, guitars. I just sit in my room because I
And
wanted
the thing is, the
Hey, wasn't that
research-
from your your PPR blessing that Andre didn't get brought in on, no? I remember that. Man was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Why are you buying guitars, bro?"
Don't worry about me, bro, man. Multifaceted.
Don't get me started.
But yeah,
So
I've
I'll get
always-
mad
yeah.
and
And
knock
then-
off the podcast.
It's funny because I maxed out my kind of live stuff. So I haven't bought any gear for live maybe like 2 years.
Don't
maybe.
need it. Yeah,
Because I just maxed out. 'Cause I won't go over the top. I don't think I've ever been over the top. I've always bought, I think I'll need this at some point, so I'll
Yeah.
get it. But now it's gone to studio, and studio gear is worse than
Oi.
live gear because it's
Yeah.
all $2,000.
more. It's all more.
It's all like you can maybe get a nice bass for 500. You can't. You have to pay $1,000 at least for anything studio.
Yeah.
It's
Anything top of that level that we want.
yeah.
So that's what I was going to get onto. So with live, I haven't actually had to buy that much stuff, just in general.
Yeah,
my
you've been
kit,
lucky, bro. People just
yeah,
give
my
you
kit,
stuff.
yeah, my kit I got for free.
You got a kit for free from who?
Maypex,
Years
they
ago.
gave it. They gave it.
Rare.
Dad just talked to them. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he said to them. He just does this with companies sometimes. Just like patterns them, and yeah, they gave me a kit. SPD, I got that. The only thing I paid for was cymbals and snares, but the snares were more studio than they're studio and live, but it's more studio. But the cymbals I got when I was doing the madness with my credit card. That's when I got all my cymbals back in the day. So that was bad. But snares, I was just like on eBay, on Gumtree and that. That might have been a bit of credit card as well. And just like gig money and stuff like that. But the real problem for me was like studio gear. Because that is a bottomless pit where you never actually finish. And you're always trying to upgrade and buy an interface after interface. Nikita, just like, if I mention the word interface in Nikita, she has like flashbacks and like convulsions. Because over the years, I've bought so many interfaces, yeah. And she's been like, "Well, Andre, what is this payment? What's this?" I was like, "Oh, I needed an interface."
What, man, just busting it and not even telling the missus
Yeah, but
beforehand?
yeah, I was moving back. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Mazine.
Yeah, obviously, growth, man.
You know what? Andre used to bamboozle me. You know.
How?
Because he would rope me into these purchases, bro.
Yeah, bro, we
Why
need
do I
this.
need an eight channel interface, bro? And I'm sucked in now. I'll just get it, but he been abusing me for years, bro.
Yeah, man.
Took advantage of me, bro.
Well, you were at home, and
No, like, yeah.
yeah, man, we had to Fisher Bros together. You know, two is stronger than one.
do you know the maddest thing now? Yeah, is we're having this conversation, and it's so clear that we all had like 3 different approaches to
Yeah.
how we got gear and stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm clocking, which is the dumbest thing, is like for the kind of work we were doing,
Yeah.
we could have just got that stuff for free. Or
Yeah.
we could have just got it like on loan for when we needed it for. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you're on the road with whatever popular artist who's like, you're not sitting in the yard like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
doing
it's true. You're not
small
doing that.
stuff.
You're
Like,
doing-
you're
you're
doing
doing
like
serious things, yeah.
shows that people know who the artists are. If we just would maybe to build more connections with, I don't know, those brands, then they could have just
Yeah,
busted, really.
that's true. That's another pod, I think. Just like connecting with people and
Yeah.
interpersonal skills as a musician, because that's so important, man. But
I mean,
it's
that's
true though.
I feel like when you say stuff for free, are you more talking endorsements or the artist patenting it?
I think I'm talking more endorsements, to be fair. I've never had an artist. I don't think I've ever had an artist sort of patent me. Actually, it's a couple actually, like, you might get a tracksuit or something like that. from Puma
Yeah, I've
or-
gotten clothes.
Like,
Yeah,
I'll switch,
clothes,
you know.
yeah, but
No,
I've
don't
never-
get me
never
started
seen-
on clothes, you know. Because I'll switch. No, I'll switch on this podcast still. Because listen, yeah, Dayna there's a gig, yeah. I put in the work, Aaron. Yeah, I was there on my
Oh,
own.
then is this home girl that got the Nike deal?
yeah.
I'm vexed as well because I stopped doing Mabel and them guys got the Nike deal. I see these man come up to one session in like Nike tracks. I'm like, yo, why are you all matching?
So yeah, I
lit.
put in the great, like when we was doing, you know, when you start with an artist and you're doing them pubs,
yeah.
you know what I mean, doing the Bedford and them man there, you know what I mean, like the pubs and
The Lion's Head. Them ones.
Lion's Head, King's Head, all them kind of them venues, sticky floors, and then mash down kit in the corner, and I'm setting up the laptop next to it. Work, bro. At one point, it was just me and programming. Work, yeah.
Yeah, I ducked out.
Dayna quit the gig.
Well, because they weren't too big. They weren't big time enough.
No, it was just.
I got busy with like Ray and Plan B at the time, so I was just like, I don't.
Yeah.
Don't need
It
this.
was a bit long to be.
Because I think that one was like a 60-day payment as well.
Yeah, they were always on the longest.
You're paying
Yeah,
in the pub.
it was always a long thing. And so I put in the work now, yeah. So it was at the time when Isla got really sick. No. Isla had been sick, which is my daughter. But the manager goes to me, yeah, we're just gonna let you be with Isla. I know you've got a lot going on with Isla at the moment, so I think it's best we move in a different direction, Ray, yeah. I said, what? So you want to take money away from me to help me with my... How is that? Anyway, we'll go... That's another pod. That's another pod, yeah. Needless to say, yeah, I was off the gig now, yeah? Cool.
Deep.
I don't mind. Because it's whatever. But now then, man, Dayna's getting kicks. He's getting... Dayna left the gig. He's getting trainers. He's getting tracksuits, T-shirts, hoodies. I'm like, nah. I need my reparations, bro. I put in the work for this,
They
man.
done you dirty, bro.
Dirty, man. Dirty. Anyway,
Dirty.
I digress. I think you gave me this actually, then. One of the things they gave you still,
Yeah, dude. I was thinking that.
man.
Hey, I've been giving you stuff though.
Yeah, but I don't care. I want my reparations. All right. One more thing I kind of wanted to talk about briefly is tax and self-employed musician status and dealing with your taxes and putting your money away and actually being on point with that stuff. Have you guys been on point? Aaron, have you been on point with that? Have you struggled with that? How have you handled that, the tax situation?
It's always been lastminute.com. I think, in terms of doing the return and also paying it. But that was more out of like lack of education, I'd say, in terms of understanding what the requirements are for a sole trader, self-employed person. I think, just not understanding that. I remember one time sitting with my wife and it was like early stages of being married. And I think, I can't remember what it was, but I got an email about doing a tax return or whatever. I was like, yo, what the heck is this about? And then she's like, your tax return due like end of January. I think it might have been end of December or something like that. So like, oh my gosh. So we did it. It wasn't much money I had to pay because I wasn't making much at that time. It's really early days. So like, I think I managed to do one gig and then it just paid for it.
Okay.
But then obviously as you get busier and busier, that bill gets bigger and bigger. So I think I've always kind of done it too late and left myself a small window to get it sorted out. And it's been sorted out and I paid it on time. But then I think last year, 2020 was the first time I did my return super early.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this will be fine.
Yeah.
Going on tour, got a really busy year. Everything's looking great. And then obviously what happened. So just, back in the mud, bruv. But I've always kind of just been like, probably just a bit too slow with it. I had an accountant who was doing my company tax when I used to own a company. Which is obviously loads more helpful. Yeah. But for some reason, I never asked him to do my sole trader stuff.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to give him more peas for some reason. I don't know why. It's such a dumb thing to do because it just relieves stress. But
yeah.
Dayna? Yeah, man.
Taxes?
I got rattled early by the tax thing because basically, so maybe, how old am I, 24? Maybe when I was 21, after like 2 years of like just playing bass out of college, I hadn't registered or anything. So I was like, oh, Dad was like, Dayna, you need to register. I was like, cool, whatever. Went to do it. And I put down that I'd been working since I had 19, basically, 18, 19. Not like, obviously, as Aaron said, no education. I didn't know what was going on. So I'm just being honest, isn't it? So I was like, cool, write that in. And then once I'd confirmed everything, I started getting letters through the door. We need taxes from 2015. I was like, and bear in mind, I have no record of what I was making or what.
Of course, or
what was coming out, what was coming in. No, like I don't even think I saved invoices from those first like couple years. I was really just new, fresh, basically.
Yeah.
After a while, once I came into money, I managed to sort it because I wasn't making bare piece, so I managed to sort it, which was fine.
Yeah.
And then since then, again, similar to Aaron, just been a last minute thing, just trying to do it. Yeah. It's only now, as in like this week, essentially, I've emailed an accountant and I'm going to try and set myself up as a limited company. So I can get those essentially tax benefits and whatnot.
I feel you.
But I'm still trying to learn on it, so I can't even give detail, but I just know essentially I end up paying less tax. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. We was talking about it in lockdown, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, I think the separating your money as well, like when you get paid 100, to take away £20 straight away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put that
Because we
somewhere
had
else.
so much time in COVID, I watched a million videos on just money management, self-employed money management.
Yeah.
There's one video which was interesting, it wasn't particularly about music, but it was just the difference between lower class, middle class, and the rich or wealthy. And a bit of it, obviously, it's income, but a lot of it was just money management still.
Yeah,
and it was about the way they manage their money, because the middle class, even though they make a good amount, they still don't manage their money well. No. And like they're losing probably 40% of it in tax. Yeah. Just because they haven't gotten the education, which I think is a conspiracy in itself, because they're purposely not teaching it in schools.
Yeah.
But
well,
but yeah,
I think that's personal responsibility, you know.
Yeah. But the difference between the middle class and the wealthy was, well, in this video specifically, was that the wealthy essentially set themselves up as a business, and they're only paying 15% or 20% versus 40%.
Yeah.
And the way they manage their income is essentially they take the money out, tax bills before they've even seen it essentially. So they don't look at their money as £100. They look at their money as £50 because the other 50's gone out.
It doesn't belong to them.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas the people that don't manage their money, they look at the 100 as the 100 and thinking about the £50 of bills later, which is the backwards mentality. So I've had to flip that mentality essentially.
Definitely, that's something we just have to do as people. I think when you said like schools don't teach it, I talked to Nikita about that before, and she's a teacher, and she's like, that's not really their job to teach you how to manage finance at school, because you need to learn how to do your numbers, and school is to teach you how to be a worker and adapt into society and stuff like that.
Pythagoras and them, man.
Yeah, I know you don't, but if you wanted it, you could use it. In a sense,
that's. I mean, I don't really want to get into that, but
yeah, that's not. But just in terms of just personal finance in general, that's good. That's solid thinking, man. You gotta. I think again, not financial advice, just our experience and us speaking on what we've been through. I think it's good to get into that mindset of just like separating immediately. I was reading a book called Richest Man in Babylon, which is like a classic for like money management, and one of the first, I don't know, not commandments, but one of the first like proverbs is like, a man has a right to keep 10% of what he's earned, which is like basically everything you earn, 10%, go and invest it. Why are you spending it? Why are you know what I mean? Why are you throwing that away all the time? Everything you earn, 10%, put that down. Again, with the taxing as well, 20% of that, put that down. So really, you only get 70% of your money.
Yeah, straight away. You're not.
Straight away.
You shouldn't see.
Yeah, shouldn't see it, because when you check it, when you're getting paid, when like me and you, Aaron, we get paid, when we see them taxes, boy, oh my lord. Listen, don't get me started. We're moving to Qatar anyway, so it's calm.
2025, baby.
2025, we go. But yeah, them taxes. But that's what really, that's the same thing as a musician you should be doing.
Yeah.
It's like separating that immediately. Just like when a job, they just take it from you. You don't have a chance.
Yeah.
Just hard when it's like, and you get in like £200 and then you're taking £80 out of it. It hurts, man. You know what I mean? Like,
it does. But then we should be using it as an excuse to work harder than, innit?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're not actually getting £200. Getting 120, so it's like, okay, now I need to go and mash more work to actually then get to the amount that I need to whatever, pay bills or whatever. So
just quickly, another thing. Again, not financial advice, yeah, but my boy told me the other day. So he's a self-employed dentist, yeah. What he does, he puts his tax money away, but he puts it in bonds, in premium bonds. Whereas bonds are where you're taking out loans for the government. Basically, they pay you a small pittance for the amount you give them, and it's obviously secured because it's against the government and it's against the English pound or whatever. I can't remember. Again, I'm not the guy for this, but what he says is he puts it in the premium bond, and what it does, it gives him back a small return. But obviously, it's not some mad risky thing, like, because obviously this is your tax money and it needs to go. But at least it's doing something rather than just sitting in your bank losing money, you know what I mean? But other than that, I think we're good, guys.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for listening. This has been the Fishing for BS podcast. Please like, subscribe, iTunes. Please give us a 5-star review. We're just trying to build our thing. So yeah, thanks for listening and